time, big dumper. Cal Raleigh. Why I think he might be this year's AL MVP in an AL with Jose Ramirez and Aaron Judge. We're not talking about those two guys, though. We're going to talk about a catcher. A catcher who is on pace to not only break the record set by Salvi Perez of 48 of home runs in a season, but break the AL record for home runs hit in a season that was set by Aaron Judge. He's got 7 stolen bases here right by my head. OPS over 1,000 as a catcher. That's pretty crazy, too. And look at all this red. That's nuts as well, even though there is a lot of swing and miss there. He is an offensive catcher. xWOBA, 96th percentile. Pretty good. Barrel percent, 99%. It's so funny. Barrel percent's 99th. Squared up is 5. Barrel is everything over 95 miles an hour. So basically, guys who are just strong as hell hit the ball hard. Okay? So he's just really strong. So he doesn't need the squared up to get a barrel. The squared up, though, squared up is the perfect trajectory to be a homer. And he gets under him a lot. So he hits them higher. Basically, he gets higher trajectories on the balls he's hitting, but he's so strong with the barrels that he's able to hit as many home runs as he has without having the squared up statistics. So that's what's going on there. Chase, he's about league average, but he tends to swing and miss and he tends to strike out. That's what's going to happen when you hit that many home runs. Aaron Judge also tends to swing and miss and also tends to strike out. It's just how often do they do it and how many different spots in the zone are there for getting them to do it, and there's not a lot. There's a couple spots for each guy. You got to pepper that spot to not give up a home run, and if you miss, they're going to hit it, and that's what him and Aaron Judge are both doing so well. He's also pretty clutch. There is some statistics we can look up in a moment talking about how clutch he is, but he has been just really, 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 really good. He was really good in 2024, not as good this year, but the interesting thing about this is we can go look at the leaderboards. Oh, this is what I wanted. Catcher framing stat. One thing we want to notice about Cal Raleigh, and there's some things that are a little bit weird here, okay? Let's talk a little bit about this strike rate, okay? The strike rate for everyone has gone down. So it's down to 44% this year. Strike rate across the league has gone down, which is hilarious because I feel like everybody's like, are the umpires out of control? Are the umpires ruining everything? Are they out of control? No, they're not. Actually, they've called less strikes than ever. He was 42 in pop time, so pop time's not his thing, okay? But receiving is his thing. This is the interesting one for me. This is called the top rail, okay? As he catches across the top rail, he's been grabbing more than 50% of the strikes up here. And then this year it's 43, which tells me top rail is not getting called quite as much as it used to. You can't really tell that by one guy, but I'll show you the leaderboard in a second. So historically, he's been red in grabbing strikes along the whole top rail every single year. Most of the time, he's great at grabbing strikes everywhere but down. But the problem with down is, for big guys, it's tough not to drop your glove when you go down. So it's tough to come up on baseballs when you're big, okay? Joe Mauer also struggled with that. Shea Langoliers is a pretty good big guy. He tends to drop his glove. But grabbing the bottom of the zone is not as easy for those guys. Stealing strikes there. But he's pretty good on the sides and very good at the top, which when you have a whole strike, when your entire staff lives at the top of the zone, you're going to get all kinds of strikes called. So you're going to notice something. Strike rate. I see 1, 2, 3. 3 guys in the red. 3. Out of everyone. You may think that is something to do with the shrinking strike zone from the CBA changing with the umpires, and you would be correct. That is exactly what's happening. Let me put up 2024 here. Lot more red there. Lot more red. So things are changing, and it's hard to take a lot of this stuff at face value. As Cal Raleigh was one of the best receivers with 13 runs, obviously behind Patrick Bailey. Patrick Bailey is number one and has been number one for the last couple of years, but Cal Raleigh was there. Now that the top of the zone strike has been diminished, Cal Raleigh has dropped down to 10 on that list, I believe. I believe he's 10 this year. So I'm taking this with a grain of salt because he's still a very good receiver and calls a really good game. But yes, he's 9. He's 9 overall because the strike rate has dropped down because the high strike has been taken away from him. which was his bread and butter. Still a great receiver, even though the stats and the runs say that he has gone down a little bit. I think it's just the changes in strike zones. The changes in the strike zone that have changed how he is being evaluated in those stats. So still a great defensive catcher. Also, great at calling a game. He's got one of the best rotations, and he's got some good bullpen guys, but he is far and away one of the top 5 guys at calling a game and knowing his pitchers. So we haven't even talked about offense yet. But you add those two things together, your value just skyrockets. He's a great defensive catcher. Okay, but let's talk about offense because I know that's what everyone wants to talk about. He's got more stolen bases than Aaron Judge. He doesn't really compete in the triple slash yet, about 240, 272, 655, 1035 for a catcher. This would be it will be. He's on pace for the greatest greatest offensive season out of a catcher of all time. So now, if you break a bunch of records as an offensive catcher, you deserve to win the MVP, in my opinion. If we end the year at this rate, he's going to hit 65 home runs. If he finishes the year in this way, I think he is our number one, our MVP. I just do. I think it's great. Mike Piazza. Let's look at 1997 Mike Piazza, okay? I hear you, dude. He was incredible. He hit 308 for his career. That's insane. That's insane. He's the greatest hitting catcher of all time. 97, 40 home runs, 124 RBIs, 185 OPS plus. Okay, yeah, it's close. He hit 362, 25 more home runs is like. But we're operating under the premise that Cal Raleigh breaks the home run record. Like, who knows? But that is pretty great. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty. 8.7 WAR. Yeah. God damn, Mike Piazza was good. Holy shit. He made the All-Star team 10 of 11 years. God damn, he was so good. Holy moly. 60. Yeah, I forgot how good Mike Piazza was. Holy hell. That's insane. That's what I'm saying. Chris, hey, I take it back, dude. You're right. So he's sitting on a BABIP of 280. That's not too high. So I'm trying to see if this is a flash in the pan, right? This is sustainable. Like, that's below average. That's actually crazy, frankly, that it's that low. 27% strikeout rate. His walk rate is the highest it's ever been. That's good. I do think this is sustainable, obviously, if he's healthy. His exit velo is the highest it's ever been. He's got more barrels than he's ever had. I don't know if this is sustainable, but he's usually pretty good. This is pretty high, too. But again, BABIP is not too high, so he's not getting lucky. And his xWOBA is about as high as it is as high as it's ever been by a lot. Again, peripheral stats are lining up what's happening on the field. That's a big deal. I do have a FanGraphs subscription. I just use 18 different browsers for different reasons, and I got to log in everywhere. And then it's going to be like, you want to use your pass key? And I'll be like, no, for the 5,000th time, I don't want to use my pass key. My pass key, just let me put my in, okay? Win probability added, 3.09. His career is 3.48. That's nuts. Anyone who doesn't know what WPA is, it's pretty crazy. It's win probability added based on he comes up in clutch situations. This is basically talking about how clutch he is. Leverage index, he's always coming up in big spots, and he's successful in big spots. But unfortunately, his clutch is going to be -0.3 because strikeouts kill you. So if you strike out with a guy in second and third, that tanks your clutch, and guys who strike out regularly tend to get that dropped. What do you guys think of Cal? Do you think he has the opportunity to win this thing? I do. I think the things he just does so many things well, and I think he leads his team. I think Julio Rodriguez should just take a back seat for a minute and be the second best player on his team. Unfortunately, Aaron would have to miss some games, I think, to not win it. But I like to think big, and I like it when things that don't usually happen. So I like it when new things happen, and we don't just get the same things over and over again. So that's going deep on Cal Raleigh.